All right, everyone, back for another report. So continue the Basement Wargaming League games here. So I'm facing off against some Tau, some different Tau that you've seen on the channel. So community, once again, growing. That's the whole point of this league. So I'm running a different fleet this time. Interesting list. I haven't quite done this yet. So it's Jormungandr with 2 patrols because I want to bring 2 Tyrants. So a friend shared this list with me. I figured it would switch up my playstyle. And yeah, it should be a good time, especially with the Tau here. They've been attending tournaments and getting into that scene. So this is more of a competitive Tyranid list, but a very different one from what I normally pilot. So it offers a nice challenge for me as well in kind of figuring that out. And it sounds like a lot of fun, honestly. So we got a Hive Tyrant. It's 2 patrols. I'm just going to do everything together. So we get a Hive Tyrant with the Reaper, Adrenal Glands, and that's it for him. He has Psychic Scream and Paroxysm, I believe it is. And then we have my Warlord Hive Tyrant, a walking guy with Heavy Venom Cannon, Lash with Bone Sword, and he has Catalyst and Onslaught, or sorry, Neuroparasite on him. And then the Neurothrope here has, what's it called? Catalyst and Onslaught. I have a lot of Catalyst here, went a little redundant. Catalyst on the boys here on the Zoanthropes. 2 units, 2 troop units, 10 Hormagaunts, 10 Gargoyles. We've got Old One Eye in there as well. 3 Carnifexes with Enhanced Senses, Heavy Venom Cannons, and Scything Talons. A Mawloc. I do have an actual Mawloc that I'm working on. 2 Tyrannofexes. This guy here, the actual Tyrannofex head, has Voracious ammunition, so causing some extra wounds, and both with acid spray. Try that out. I have Territorial Instincts as well, so obsec monsters across the board. So it should be pretty interesting and offer a little bit of a different playstyle. So as of right now, I'm starting at 3 CP. I didn't spend any extra. I could have got the Synaptic Tendrils, but I figured I'm going to try and have a little bit extra CP, see if we need it or not. But that was the only change I did from this list to what I have. So that's 2,000 points, Tyranids.
Hey everyone, here's some 2,000 points of Tau. I'm going to be playing Tau Sept for the first time, actually. I've been playing Sashaya before, so going in for a little bit of a different play style. I've got a team of 2 broadsides there with a marker drone. I've got a commander and enforcer battlesuit with 2 shield drones. I've got a 5 unit of Crisis there that are equipped mostly with missile pods and plasma, but there's 2 fusion blasters in there. They've got some multi-trackers to see if we can get maybe some shenanigans with the Ignore Invul plasma gun there. Behind them is some Crisis bodyguards that have the prototype grenade launchers, so they can do some damage in the movement phase. We've got an Ethereal back there with a Humble Stave, a regular Hammerhead beside a Skyray, and then another Hammerhead with Long Strike, and a Devilfish, which will go well with some of these Breachers, and then 2 strike teams, and a nice little stealth team just to maybe get some objectives or just generally do some shenanigans. So that's everything there.
Hey everyone, here's the table we're playing on today. We're playing Death and Zeal from the Nephilim mission pack. So this is the round 2 of our Basement Wargaming League. Quickly before we jump into it, I want to give a shout out to 3D6 Wargaming for the fantastic objective markers. You can click the affiliate link in the video description, grab some Basement Wargaming markers, or create your own. Great stuff, just a mouse map material, high quality, good stuff. You can also become a patron on the channel and get a shout out in the video, so big shout out to Teos. And you can also become a named unit in the army. So Teos is the Rippers. So anytime I bring the Rippers out, the Teos Rippers get a nice shout out and we kind of follow them through the battle. So this is Death and Zeal, 5 objectives. There's a 9-inch bubble from the middle with deployment zone here and here. And secondaries, I went with, what was it? Assassination, Grind Them Down, and Warp Ritual. Just went for some really aggressive stuff. Just this list is fly forward, kill stuff, and hopefully win and not die first. The Tau went with aerospace targeting, bring them down, and aboard the Witch. So that's it for all the pregame stuff. For anyone not familiar with the terrain here, we'll just quickly cover it. These are scalable, all obscuring for most of the stuff here. So some big sight lines across the field. So it's kind of, it forces you to set up and then kind of lock the table down. And then these pieces are obscuring as well. We are counting this obscuring. Technically, it's 4.9 inches, so it's 5, we'll say. All right, so we're gonna roll off now. Find out who gets to pick deployment zones. Let's move some of these dice here. So a 3 for me to a 2. So Tyranids, I'm just gonna pick here because my stuff's right here. I made it pretty even. But we'll come back after deployment and find out who's going first in this battle. All right, folks, so we have deployed. So the Tau on that end, my Tyranids over here. So let's take a look. I decided to keep the Carnifexes on the table. I'd rather have the extra shots. And honestly, the Tau are pretty mobile. If I don't get first turn with the things that are also infiltrating, could really shut down where I would put the Carnifexes. And with the way the terrain's set up, really could move forward here, force me to have to like go in there. Wouldn't really get many shots. Or if they move forward, I'm going to be back there anyway. So may as well get an extra volley of attacks. Why not? That's what I say. So we have my Tyrannofex here, unit of 10 Hormagaunts, Neurothrope, Zoanthropes, Walking Tyrant, Tyrannofex right there. Old One Eye tucked back, so he's in range of everything there, so he won't be able to be shot, thankfully, just hanging. 3 Fexes, Flyrant, and then the Gargoyles, and the Mawloc is in the tunnel doing Mawloc stuff. Over here we got some Stealth Suits, some Fire Warriors, Hammerhead and Long Strike hanging out back here, rightfully so, ready to shoot down some lanes. Sky Ray and then Devilfish, yes?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it. And then we got all the Crisis boys here, Broadsides, Fire Warriors, and then, what is it, the Pathfinders inside the... Breachers, that's what I always get them mixed up, Pathfinders, Breachers. And then the Commander and Ethereal there. And then out front, it was 2 Bodyguards, correct?
Yep.
There we go. So that is the Tau all deployed. So it should be a great game. Tau, the game plan is to just hopefully kill me before I get there. I think if I can make it across, we should be in a good spot for the Tyranids, but should be a fantastic game. Very excited to play this one out. So we're going to roll off now, find out who's going first in this battle. So, of course, I got my Ras Reach dice from my pals there. So let's find out. We'll give that a 1. Ooh, they said not today. Not today. But the Tau did want a 6. There we go. Tau actually wanted me to go first. He moved up, but that's okay. So, we're being nice. First game here in the basement. We gave first turn away. All right. Let's move into Tau. Turn 1. All right, so movement is done for the Tau. So these guys popping out to get some shots off at my Tyrannofex over there. These lads over this way doing aerospace targeting, so getting this quarter taken care of. Devilfish moving forward to take some ground. The bodyguards secured the objective in the middle, so securing 2 points for the Tau for I can't remember the name of the primary mission, but Death and Zeal's other section is to grab an objective he didn't already have. So they took care of that, as well as the Crisis Suits moving forward with the Commander. Broadside stepping out to get some shots down. The Hammerheads and the Skyray coming over, ready to just obliterate, excuse me, straight down this lane. Then these lads over here still have the ability to shoot. It was the Ethereal that gave them that. They can do action. Yeah, so the Ethereal gave them. So this aerospace done here as well. So 2 aerospace is already done. So taking quick advantage first turn. We're going to jump right into the shooting, come back, and see what it looks like. All right, so shooting is done. Looking at my poor little Gaunts here, they got shot from the broadsides. I really didn't think he'd shoot them. They're outside Synapse. Just positioning-wise, I didn't want to risk my Neurothrope being too exposed. I want to keep him nice and healthy. The lads here shot at the Tyrannofex with the Melt and then fired some more burst rounds into my Gaunts. Cleared off a couple more of them. So we got a morale roll I'm going to do on camera. Over this way, that Carnifex long strike just one-shotted it. It's just gone, obliterated. But then the rest of the boys fired in and dropped this Carnifex down to 3 wounds. And that's it for the shooting phase for the Tau. So getting set up, still really good positioning. I'm going to have a hard time getting back at them and losing that Carnifex. Or I mean, it was definitely likely going to happen with the Hammerhead. So I got to kind of pick and choose my targets now, as well as this guy not having any targets. So he's potentially, well, he's going to just have to flame that thing because he won't have any other targets to shoot. But that's okay. So I'm going to roll morale now on camera. I'm going to roll a 1, just like I rolled for my initiative. So Ras Reach, don't let me down. Oh, so close. I lost 5, and that is definitely a guy gone. So I'm going to roll out the rest. So that pulls 1, and I said there was 5, right? Yes. So, yeah, don't run away, everyone. That's okay. So everyone stays. There we go. So I did lose 1, though. There is 4 left. So that is the turn for the Tau. Some points on the board for the primary and then 2 aerospace done. So let's jump into Tyranids. Turn number 1. Folks, so movement is done. So this guy is going to flame the Devilfish because that's all he could get to. He was literally like point something away from them. Very close, but not close enough. So my Gaunts still paid to CP so they could do their banding advance. Stole that objective on that side. That side. I was going to bring some back, but then I looked over there and I realized that's not worth it. The Hive Tyrant jumped on this objective, so he's safe at least on that end. My Carnifex has moved forward. Old One Eye was going to go for the charge with Onslaught and just come flying in, but I rolled a 2. So he's stuck there. I could have re-rolled it, but even then, the Tau of -2. You have -2 to charge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it still would have been a long charge because I'm probably going to kill those guys off with Psychic, but then getting to the back would have been the challenge. So the Gargoyles are going to flutter and protect and do what they do best. Everyone else moved out to get some shots. Hive Tyrant tucked in. He can get some shots off on the boys here with the big nasties back there. Getting them yet, but we'll see. So it's going to be interesting. If I can do some damage here, I think I am in the game quite solidly. If I don't, I think this is going to be a quick game for the Tau, but we shall see. The Mawloc popped up here. It's going to be interesting. I think it's really going to come down to this turn for the pivotal moment in this game. So we'll come back after the Psychic and shooting and see if I can do the damage needed. But the Tau return fire was going to be... So if you're a Tyranids fan, very rough turn. The Tau said, we're going to roll good this game. So into the middle here, I killed the bodyguards off very fast. The Zoanthropes doing 7 mortals. And then the Neurothrope finishing off another. And then, I shot into them with the the Tyrannofex and the Flamer. With the Singer Cell and that. Killed off the drones. Then I think I did 3 wounds, wasn't it? Collectively. With the Flamer. And I had 9 wounds go through with the Flamer. So it was just very, very good rolls for feeling pains and saves. Then all the Carnifexes and the Tyrant fired in. I think I killed 1 guy, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just very good. And every wound that went through would have been a dead guy. So it was all involves passing. And yeah, we're in a rough spot here now. So I was hoping to drop them down to 1 guy. And I think I would have felt very confident. But it's not looking good right now. Alas, we should have saved the zone narrative. All right, let's move into Tau turn 2. However, I did clear a bunch of objectives, which is all right. And I didn't get anything. Oh, I did grind them down because you didn't kill a unit. Yay!
Yeah, I did. Killed the Carnifex.
Oh, the Carnifex, yes. And I killed 1 too. So shoot, killing them. I killed 2 guys. But anyway, so let's jump into Tau turn 2. All right, everyone, movement is done for the Tau. So these boys coming out, Fusion Gun, I actually said the right thing this time, not saying Melta. Within 9 to shoot my Tyrannofex. These guys getting a nice healthy advance to grab the objective from my little Hormagaunts. Hopefully they live. Hopefully. Then over this way, these guys spent 1 CP to move and jump out. So getting in right into my lines with the Zoes. These guys coming up, blocking the center, grabbing the objective back, so scoring 2 points there. And over this way, everyone else just kind of moving up through the middle. Who am I forgetting? Oh, the Ethereal. Yes, the Ethereal moved forward back there as well. These Fire Warriors moving ahead. And Long Strike and the Sky Ray just repositioning slightly. Though, I don't know if I mentioned it. There is a Tear from the Deep marker here, so I'm coming up on his objective. So, yeah, sneaking. Yep. I think that's it. So let's jump into shooting our Psychic phase. Sorry. All right, folks, so shooting done. So pretty devastating. Really missing High Fleet Leviathan. So these guys coming in, they got +1 to wound, which actually was huge against the Zoanthrope for the volume shot. So between them, who was the other one? That's the Commander started the shooting off. So between the Commander, them, the Devilfish, and there was one more unit that fired the broadsides with the smart missile systems. Between them, they took the Zoanthropes out. So I did tank quite a bit of damage. Catalyst in them was definitely the play. And then I lost my Neurothrope from getting blasted by a railgun. However, the first one missed, so that could have easily been another dead monster. The railguns also, excuse me, obliterated my Tyrannofex. I was told that's the best they have ever done, unfortunately, against me. Then over this way, though, in good news, in the shooting phase we're talking, the Gaunts actually survived a 2, and then a charge was made, and yeah, they made it. So can they take them out? I will have a morale test. I do have 2 CP, but I think they should be able to take the Hormagaunts out. So we'll come back after that, and then tally up. For the All right, so that ends the turn. They took out the Hormagaunts, just getting 2 wounds through and failing 2 saves. So definitely won't be getting to grind them down this turn. And a few aboard the witch points coming through, killing both of those guys in the middle. And nothing for aerospace, but I think you're fine. I think you're fine for that. But that is it for the turn. So you get 3 for the direct assault. And then what is it for boards? 3 per unit, correct?
3 for a character, 2 for a unit.
2 for, okay,
or
so
2 for a model, I think.
2 for, yeah, well, so probably about 5 points-ish, but either way, a bunch of points over my none. So that's it. Let's move into Tyranids, turn 2. All right, so movement is done. So we're in a pretty bad spot for the Tyranids here. I don't think... I'm going to kill a ton of stuff this turn, but I think on points, I've already been beaten. I just don't have enough bodies. But we're going to try and do as much damage as we can here. It's going to be tight, but we'll see what can happen. So the Hive Tyrant over here, he's staying in position, going to fire in at those guys, hopefully doing some damage this time. Then the Carnifex will come up through and rampage there. Going to cook up some breachers on this side is the plan, and the Reaper is going to come out and get rid of Long Strike over there. And the Mawloc came up doing 4 mortals to the Sky Ray and taking the objective. So there's that. And I'm forgetting... Oh, yes. I was forgetting someone right below me. The Gargoyles jumping back to hold that objective for now. But that's it. Let's jump into Psychic and shooting. All right, folks. So we're going to call the game here. So a Tau commander killed Old One Eye. Yeah, so this turn has just been this game has been absolutely brutal for the Tyranids. So if you're a Tyranids fan, you can cry. If you're a Tau fan, throw your hands up right now. So with this guy, he failed to kill Long Strike. I rolled collectively 8 ones. Yeah, with rerolls. That's between the wounds and hit rolls. But I got D3 extra attacks, got a single attack, rolled 4 ones, followed by 3 ones on the reroll. And then to wound, I did... What was it? I only got 2 wound rolls through. CP re-rolled the last one, and I rolled a 1. Sad face. And then Old One Eye, it was abysmal over here. So you made how many? I did 9.
7. I think only 3 went through of 7 attacks of your big attacks.
No, not even 3. Only 1 went through because I did D3. Yeah,
well,
I did 5.
You blew the drones.
Oh, yes, yeah, the drones, yeah, forgot about that. But yeah, so only 1 attack, sorry, on the biggie. On the big one. And then the Carnifex absolutely whiffing as well. Oh no, he killed 2 of them, didn't he?
Yep.
But at this point, it's too late. So we're going to call the game here. There's literally no way I can come back. I don't have enough bodies anyway. And even if the Tau missed every single shot, I still wouldn't be able to get any more. So, brutal. I honestly don't care, except for that. Old One Eye dying to the Tau commander. I don't care about losing. I don't care about anything, but the fact that Old One Eye died to a Tau commander is the only thing that upsets me right now. Even that, I can live with that. But that, Old One Eye, why? But no, it was a good game. It definitely was an interesting matchup. The Hive Fleet against the Tau, Hive Fleet Jormungandr against the Tau. I thought the -1 to hit would have came more in play. I think the big difference maker for myself, I should have held off on the 4-up invul and just accepted the turn 1. Because I think if I had the 4-up invul the second turn, it would have been actually huge. Because like the Tyrannofex even making 1 save, would have had him alive. And then even the Carnifexes as well. I potentially would have had 1 more. It would have been tight. What else? And I guess even some of the little bodies too. I would have had more Gargoyles. Hormagaunts were off. They were left out to dry, but alas. So I think on my end that was the only real mistake Actually, it was a pretty big mistake because it would have kept a ton of my army alive. And like I said, this is a different style list than what I'm used to playing. I've been playing a ton of Behemoth and Leviathan, obviously. Behemoth definitely my second go-to outside of Leviathan. But playing this style list, it's certainly it's fun because you get to learn a lot and really change up your play style and see how you adapt to that. Certainly, secondaries was something like I went for all killy secondaries because I wanted to try and be very aggressive with the list, but obviously didn't work out. But what about for the Tau? Did you feel everything went obviously for everyone for you? But would you have changed anything list wise, or do you think everything? Because you made a few changes from you had recently played a GT, and you swapped out a few things. Yes.
So this was a whole different kind of concept. So moving from Sashaya to Tau, so a lot more aggressive. Which really came in. There was definitely some wounds that went through that wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
And then using the Enforcer command, I was a little bit worried between that and the Cold Star.
Yeah.
The Cold Star is more maneuverable, but being able to load it up with some melee weapons and actually have something to punch back with, I think was really interesting to see, and I think
super upsetting. Any other unit, you could have killed a Carnifex, wouldn't have cared. You could have killed a Hive Tyrant, I wouldn't care. But the fact that old One Eye, he couldn't see, that was the problem.
So I think there's something interesting to play around with the combination of like railguns with some, and kind of, I almost thought of it as like a Terminator block of crisis suits. Just load them up with the ethereal and just wear out your psychic damage. I think that was pretty effective.
Yeah, it definitely was. But yeah, it's interesting too because like with the Hive Fleet difference, I played very aggressively with the Zoanthropes, and that's coming out of like I mean obviously you've seen my videos and also the GT report. Played a ton of Leviathan, so I play very aggressive with them because the Tyranid there is huge, but then them coming out Mooney on 3s was a big deal because you put a ton of wounds through on them. Otherwise, I think they would have lived even with a body, which still would have been a big deal because more psychic. So certainly, playstyle wise, you have to be a little bit more careful with things like that. But all in all, fantastic report. There's tons more to come from the Basement Wargaming League, so very excited to continue that on. And like we mentioned in the other video too, we get to switch lists up every round, so it's fun. You get to try out new things, and as you learn new things too, we get to evolve some of the lists and against different factions. It's a ton of fun. So thank you so much everyone for watching. Stay tuned for the another report. We'll definitely have the Purple Tau here back in the basement. Can't wait for it. We'll see you in another video.